Hello, Guru Nation. How's it going? Welcome back. You guys have been following the story of Evelyn Sampolsky, who's in the CRC Academy, current student. She's also a avid member of Latinos in Clinical Research. She's a supporter. She goes on every webinar. She's involved as much as you possibly can be, doing all the right things. People love her. Uh, so it's only a matter of time before something happens with her as far as a clinical research career is concerned. So I thought it would be interesting to document her journey. And this is now our fourth interview.
It is.
So Evelyn, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So any new progress since the last week and this week? I know we were talking about you went to a job fair and you passed your resume off, and then there was even like a pharmacy, a lab.
Right.
What was your experience? What was your emotions? What are you
My
feeling right now?
right now, honestly, I'm a little
Honest.
frustrated. Yes. Just because I'm like, oh my God, can something happen already? However, I think that's just every week. Um, but I did go to the job fair to kind of get my name out there and just to see if there's anybody that can pass off my resume to somebody who is hiring for clinical research. I did not see clinical research on the list of the positions they were hiring for, which is completely fine. I just know that at least it's kind of giving, just putting my name out there and just getting to know people, and you never know what could happen.
Right.
So I figured might as well do that. When I left, or right before I left, I so happened to give it to the person that sits right next to the HR department person who does the hiring for Advent Health. I have not heard anything yet, but I was talking to him for a good while. He was asking me some questions on why Advent Health, and of course, Advent Health is like one of the biggest like hospitals and everything
Right.
that we have here in Orlando, Florida. So I mean, it's a great company to even be a part of.
Greater
So
Orlando area. I'm just looking at your LinkedIn right now. It looks really good too. You just graduated. You got your diploma there, Allied Health Professional, Innovative Clinical Researcher, GCP. So currently, July 2020 until present, Authorization Program Specialist. And then you were doing a medical assistant. So as a background, medical assistant background is so important for study coordinator. No, you don't need it, but it's a huge benefit to an employer, especially a research site. And I keep telling you, Evie, small is the new big. There are small sites out there waiting to hire someone just like you. I, this is my bad. The last interview we did, I said I was going to send it to people. I didn't send it to anybody. I forgot. So I'm going to
that's okay.
completely forgot. I'm going to do it because I know 4 site owners in the greater Orlando area that would be intrigued by your background as a medical assistant,
Yeah,
your background with sports medicine, and your case manager work. So
yeah.
all that stuff lines up perfectly. Plus, Monica says you're one of the best students the CRC Academy's ever had, and that's coming from Monica.
And she's amazing. She's an amazing teacher, in my opinion. And I love her passion. You could hear it through everything she says too. And I love that because that just inspires me to just want to keep doing, going more, and having more ideas in my head.
Yeah, you'd be an ideal, and like I said in the last interview, just if you have to do research assistant, especially if it's at one of these small to medium sized sites, or even a big one, just be patient, continue to work your way up. Talk a little bit about the kind of places that you've applied to, because I don't think they've been smaller sites, right? They've been like bigger companies.
No, they've been smaller sites too. I even
Okay.
have been going to different sites that are remote. And those sites, like I got a decline today.
Okay.
And even I got the decline. I said, well, hey, thank you so much for letting me know what's going on. Please let me know. I'm trying to find the email right now,
Okay.
but please let me know what was the end result of me not getting this position, because they said it was between me and somebody else. And she was very nice and direct. And she just said, of course, this role was extremely important to the society and our community. And in this occasion, we're moving forward with candidates that have proven to be professional experience in delivering diversity and inclusion programs and communications. I hope that you would find the perfect position in your skills and your experience in the near future. So then, of course, I wasn't going to just give up there and say thank you. Of course, I said thank you. But then I said, thank you so much for your time. May I? Oh, no, that was what I just sent her before. So I guess it was up here. Uh, oh, wow. She wrote back, did she? So I asked pretty much if I can volunteer for a month or
Yeah,
so to
good.
see if there's anything else I can do. Um, So she didn't answer yet, actually. I don't
Okay,
know what's going on here,
okay.
but she didn't answer. But regardless, I felt that if I can at least offer that, then at least they can see that they can consider my time as much as I'm considering theirs. Because I did go to the last webinar that we had about the resumes, and I know, believe his name is Chris. He did suggest for us to start asking if we can start volunteering. So since she emailed me completely with like, I just thought it was just best for me to email back and let them know. And I think that's what I'm going to start doing moving forward with all the other positions,
Yes.
because I'm already technically not in a job right now, and I'm already not receiving a paycheck. So I might as well not receive a paycheck with something in the background to be able to at least like deliver something so people can see the quality and the work that I'm able to give to them.
I think your LinkedIn's great. I think the only thing you need to do, probably add Latinos in clinical research somewhere, like as a member or something.
Okay.
um, because that's, the whole diversity thing. I mean, we hate to use it. It's so important. We hate to use it as like a tool, but that's what's like the industry wants right now. So
I
you
know, but
gotta,
it's so weird, the diversity portion. I'm like, how much more diverse? Because I think it says I speak English, Spanish as well. But
yeah, I think people like to see that you're associated with as many things research as possible because it speaks to your commitment and your passion. We
mm,
know you are because we know you, but they might not know you and they will look at your LinkedIn. So the more of those things they see, I think the better it's going to be for you. Because at the end
okay.
of the day, they want somebody who has educated themselves on research, just like with the CRC Academy. So the more of those kind of things you add, it just speaks more to your passion about the industry as a whole.
Thank you. Okay, then I'll start doing that. Maybe I should probably just start posting more videos of me being able to speak in Spanish and communicate with people.
Yeah.
And
Especially in a place like Orlando, I think that's a very important thing to have, a very good skill set to have. What did you just graduated? Is this the Bachelor's of Science?
bachelor's of it's a bachelor science of health science. I have to read it in my head because I thought it was just health science, and she corrected me and told me nope, it's a bachelor's of science of health science. And it was from Southern New Hampshire University.
Just
That's
graduated. Congrats.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
So now not only Evelyn has medical assistant experience, not only does she have case manager experience, is very good with dealing with the consumer, the patients, but she also now has a bachelor's degree, which a lot of sites increasingly so are requiring. And she's about to finish the CRC Academy, which is the most practical training tool program around for clinical research coordinator. We teach generalists. What are you trying to achieve by working at a site? Like why do you want to work at a site, Evelyn?
I want to work at a site because I want to learn more about the treatments that they have for patients, whether it be neurological, orthopedic, sports science, anything that can just help people in the long run. So, people are getting paid to take these medications that can help them, it can improve their life. And to me, that's important because there's so much gap within the health industry when it comes to insurances and everything else. And then on top of that, learning what these medications can do for people, right? So if you have diabetes, if we can find a cure for that, would be great. But for the meantime, if we can just require something that's going to help them live better and be better for their children and their lives and their everyday life. So I want to be part of that. I want to be part of something that's we're going to learn and continue to learn and be able to be a part of something that's going to help people in the end of the day. So that's why I want to be part of the clinical research, just the whole industry in general. I want to be able to be there, be like, you know what, we started this, or I was a part of this, and once upon a time, this was this and that, and it gives me like, like the goosebumps thinking about if I can be something, in somebody's life to just make it better, whether it's a smile or whether it's something better, anything. It just
And
makes me feel good.
you're just getting your career started too. And actually, I do see Latinos in clinical research on your LinkedIn. So yeah, I mean, I have no complaints really about your LinkedIn profile. I would say, let's see your activity. You share, you share, you share. Yeah, you're doing all the right things, on LinkedIn. And I know you're also been on Clubhouse and or maybe I'm confusing that with the Latinos in Research Zooms, but point is you're networking, like you're doing all the right things.
I'm trying. I'm really trying to put my name out there. I'm applying like, yeah, like no tomorrow. No tomorrow. I actually started on Monday writing down the places I was um, applying to, and I saw 16 that day, and then I was like, I don't know if I can keep this up. But they're registered into my computer, so I was like, you know what? Maybe I could just look at it as I'm going with Indeed and LinkedIn and
Yeah.
all this other stuff.
And Ashley's been working with you. Do you have a cover letter?
I have a cover letter that was already done when I started applying.
Mm-hmm.
The cover letter, the reference letter, yeah, everything really should just be good to go. And I mean, if nothing happens soon, I'm probably just gonna start reaching out, you know, uh, face to face.
Yeah, in person. I mean, you're in Florida.
Something's gonna have to
Florida's
get.
Florida's reopened for a long time. You can go in person to the clinics and let them know, "Hey, I'm Evelyn. I'm here to help you get patients or get studies. I know what sites need whatever you need. This is my resume. I did the CRC Academy. I'm part of Latinos in Clinical Research. Would love to volunteer here." I think that would be the next step. But my bad. I totally was supposed to text that interview we did to the
You said
four
group text.
group text. I was gonna do a group text, make them all compete. That was ambitious. I think what I'm gonna do, I don't want to like make them fight each other. I'm gonna individually text it to them. That will be
Okay.
less hostile on my part. But I really think like somebody should hire you ASAP because you would make a great coordinator. And again, start as an assistant. It doesn't even matter because you're gonna be a coordinator in a few months anyways. So any advice for other people out there, like, in the same situation as you?
Keep grinding, ask questions. Why was I not at what was about my resume that didn't attract you to it? And of course in a nice friendly way.
Yeah,
But you want to get that information out. Why? Because you want to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward, and sometimes it's a little critical when people tell you what you're doing wrong, but it's
yeah,
okay. Accept it, understand it, and try to see what you can do to change it to make it better, because in the end of the day it's just going to improve whatever you're doing, because even putting your foot in the door and applying to these places, it's a big step. To
huge.
wanting to do something into the clinical research is insane. A lot, I feel like, when we're moving from the health field to one thing that we've had in mind for years and years, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, no, now I'm changing it, but it's so important in thinking the health field, and it is not talked about enough, that I feel like, just don't give up, keep trying. I have a girlfriend, she's a medical assistant, and she's like, I don't have a bachelor's, like, I don't know if I should go for this. I said, no, no, no. Go do, because she's a medical assistant, so do medical assistant first and then get your foot in the door. She works for a really big hospital too, so I'm like, you have all these ways to get in. And I think, I'm not sure, but she asked me for information about Southern New Hampshire University, so I think she's going to start
Hmm.
to try to work for her bachelor's, which I think is beautiful and great. So just keep trying, don't give up, and don't put yourself down before you know what's going on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll wrap this up, but I wanted to tell you, I would suggest you find your ACRP, Association of Clinical Research Professional, local chapter, Orlando chapter,
Okay.
and get involved. It's free. uh, to get involved. And then that's another way to like network in person, like on a very local level.
Oh,
The
nice.
ACRP ACRP, Association of Clinical Research Professionals, your local chapter. They have to have one in Orlando.
Okay,
And
perfect.
also SOCRA, Society of Clinical Research Associates. Even though you're going for coordinator, it's related. Those are free as well.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
what I
another
would
thing.
do.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
I also even applied for an accounting position at a clinical research. And I didn't even necessarily apply. I just kind of put my resume so they can see that I want to be in that. So
yeah.
I'm even trying to apply for positions that are not necessarily that, just so they can see that I want to do clinical research. And that's what I want. And within their company, even if they're not hiring for it, just in case, because you never know if they're hiring
Yeah.
for that too, and they just haven't posted
So we've been following you for like a month now, and this people need to see. This is like how it is.
it.
That we don't know what the end result's gonna be. I mean, if I were a betting man, I would definitely bet on Evelyn getting a job soon,
Since the
sooner
first
rather
day.
than later. Yeah, but you know what? Like people need to see this. So what makes you the secret to this whole thing is not to give up. And what you said you were frustrated by, obviously you haven't quit. So what is it about you that makes you not give up?
My son, I want to provide for him, and I want him to know that no matter what and wherever and however or whatever is thrown at you, everything is possible. So just don't let anybody else tell you anything different. So I can't tell him to be that way unless I show him that it's that way. So far, the steps that I've taken, I've been grateful enough to be able to do them. With getting my bachelor's and getting the education that I want, and being able to just be in the CRC Academy, even being part of this whole YouTube series with you, even having a conversation with you and Monica. It's all possible. It's not impossible. So my son really just keeps me going. He's my everything, and I'll never stop as long as I get to show him, hey, the world is there. Just make it yours.
That's right. That's right. And all good things require a lot of effort, and it makes it that much better when you do when, not if. For you, it's gonna be when you get there. And by the way, when you get there, that's just the beginning. You're never gonna stop. This stuff's always gonna keep going on. So this resiliency has to be a skill set that you develop, and you'll be better off in the long run for it. So keep doing what you're doing. Another thing I think you're doing very well, and this has Ashley's coaching all over it, is your branding on LinkedIn is very consistent with your resume and your cover letter and the things you say on these videos. So that's one like extra advice for all the people out there. Make sure your branding across all social networks and when you go in person is the same. People want to make sure you're the same person who they see on LinkedIn when they see you in person or where they hear you on the phone or they interview you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you have people, sometimes you see their resume, they're like, wow, this is an amazing person. You interview them, they're a total jerk. And you're like, no wonder this person is not hired yet. You know,
Yeah.
it's the branding's not the same. So in your case, everything is consistent. So keep it up, Evie. We're gonna follow up again next week. Thank you for by the way, Evie reminds me. I forget about these things. Evie reminds me, so she keeps me on track. So thank you, Evie. I know you got to
Thank you.
go. Good luck this next week. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch up next week.
Hola, tía. Bye, guys. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye, Evie. Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.